Okay. So can you share what you have tried?
Yes, ma'am.
Go
I've
ahead.
written the shortcuts in a
Okay.
paper. So shall I click it and post it in the group, or shall I verbally tell it?
No, we're going to see the shortcuts live.
Like, okay.
So I want you to share an Excel sheet and try the shortcuts and show it.
Sure, ma'am.
Did others also try?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's showing? Atulya is showing? Sakshi is showing?
Ma'am, it was me. It's just take by mistake. I did. Sorry.
Have you done the homework? Can we discuss that, Atulya? Can you share your laptop?
Homework. I did search about some shortcut keys and about some math function. I didn't do some math function, and I didn't get any kind of a case studies case on that row and column changes on the basis of that references.
Okay.
5 functions.
Yeah. 5 functions were you able to do?
Five functions.
Okay. Has anybody done it or no? Otherwise, I'll have to proceed.
Ma'am, yes, I have done it.
Okay, please share. Waiting.
Ma'am, is the
Yeah, I can see.
yeah.
So which one is this that you're showing me?
Ma'am, first I'm showing you the shortcut keys.
Okay, okay, good. I'm glad, Rashi.
Ma'am, to select the whole row, it's shift and space.
Okay. I hope everybody is listening and you're going to try it at least on your laptops.
For column, it is control and space.
Very good. Okay.
To hide a certain column, it is control plus 9.
All right. And unhide?
Unhide, ma'am, undo, control plus Z.
Okay.
And ma'am, for column, it will be control plus 0.
All right. Good.
Or you have to copy this value in this cell. So you can just do Control, Shift, and semicolon rather than copying and pasting it.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, Control, Shift, and double comma.
Okay, interesting. I think this one everybody should try. I hope others are listening. No clue. Control, Shift, and semicolon, you said, is it?
Not semicolon, ma'am, double comma.
Control, Shift, and... Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm on a Mac. My shortcuts will be different. Okay, fair. So has anybody tried this Control, Shift, double comma? Double comma, you mean double quotes, right?
Yeah, double quotes.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Okay.
To select a border, Alt H BA.
Okay.
Alt H BA. Or just borders, it is Alt H B.
So what you should do, Rashi, as next step is, you've done a good job of understanding the key, at least 5 new shortcuts for yourself, right? What you should do next is,
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Is it better now? I think video will not work. It's showing unstable video. Is this better?
Yeah. This is better.
Yeah, my connection is unstable. Okay, so I'll have to switch off video most times, I think.
Okay.
I'm saying when you start using Excel, there are some things you will repeatedly do, which you'll yourself realize, some functions you use. What you should do then is find out the shortkeys for just those, because some of these, even while you know, you might not use, right? So after you start using Excel, then you should make it a habit. The things where you're using the mouse a little too much, try and see how you can come to shortkeys. Okay?
Ma'am, if we don't use our mouse, then the shortkeys are like we'll select Alt H, and we have to select filter for this name column. We'll go for filter is S, and then F.
That's very much visible on the screen only.
Yeah.
So when people work a lot in Excel, what they do is they don't use the mouse, because the mouse.
Yes, ma'am. They use these shortkeys.
Yes, they start, and gradually when you use it a lot of times, it kind of gets into your memory. Then you don't have to really wonder what to press. But because it was the first time, I wanted you to explore so that you understand where is what.
Okay.
And once you know how to find out, now you can find out any shortkey, right? You know how to go about it. Okay, so shall we move to the functions? I think you've done some bit of functions also.
Yes, ma'am. This is 5 Excel sums.
These are arithmetic functions, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am, this is subtotal.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second, ma'am.
Yeah, no problem.
So the function of subtotal will be if I only want to see how only the girls score.
That's all.
That's all. Ma'am, maybe I have done all the functions underneath. That is why it's not coming.
Take it on a new Excel. Take a new Excel sheet. Leave this like this here.
I have to copy this sheet or?
No. I'm saying go to a new sheet. Just copy the data. Don't copy any functions.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I only want to select boys, Aryan and Jatin. So their subtotal will be this.
Okay. So what is the function you've used? The function is subtotal there. Show the formula. Yeah.
So we can subtotal. There are various formulas of subtotal. Average, count, max, minimum, product. So I've used this sum one.
Okay. So here you can do any of these.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You can do average, you can do count, you can do count, you can do max, min,
Product.
STD, dev, do you all understand? That's more
No, ma'am.
static. Okay, that's standard deviation. Okay, fine. That's okay.
So I've used the plus formula.
All right.
Then I have used average.
All right.
Then average से मैंने round off कर दिया जो points में number आ रहे थे.
How did you use round? So you've taken a 0. What happens if you take a 1? In your
Ma'am, I
function,
tried taking a 5. It didn't.
Because there's no 5. Just take 1. Now take 0. Oh, 0 is where it was. So this is the normal usage actually of this function where you say round it to 0 digits because you don't want decimals. That's why you use it.
Yeah.
Fair.
Count.
Okay.
How many people are there in the class?
Mm-hmm.
So I took this column.
All right.
Ma'am, I have not used multiplication and division, so I've tried that.
Click
so
there.
I've multiplied all the numbers, and in division, I have divided this by count, total number of students.
ठीक है. Okay. And did you try any string functions also? Text functions?
String functions.
We had asked you to do what? Shortcuts and arithmetic functions, is it?
Shortcuts, arithmetic functions, and relative reference of both row and column change.
Did you try that?
Yeah, I did try that. But she did. I tried only with these two names and did a total here.
Okay. So you could understand relative and absolute?
Ma'am, I only did relative.
All right. ठीक है.
And how can you switch between sheets? So I've updated my version of Excel. It's Excel 2019 now. So it's control. Earlier it was shift, control, and page up and page down. Now it is page down and page up. Control and page down, page up.
Okay. So the shortcuts keep changing with the version of Excel that you have.
Yeah.
And that's why I said the best thing actually is in the Excel that you are, go to help and find the shortcut, because that will give you for that particular, I mean, if it is 2008 Excel, 2007 Excel, if you go to the help of this Excel that you have loaded on your computer, you will be able to get that. So here, if you go to the help, can you go to the help here?
Help.
On your computer. See, there is a tab, menu card, last menu for help.
Actually, this bar is there. You tell me what you want to do. This one, ma'am.
Usse pehle help.
Help. Okay, yeah, yes.
Click there. And here is where you can now check whatever you want.
Okay. Show training.
Tell me
feedback
what you want
for-
to do. Tell me what you want to do. That's where you can even write. Here also, if you click help, click the first icon of help. Yeah, click there. Now here you write shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts or something. Yes. Now this will give you for this particular Excel version that you have.
Okay.
And that's why me doing it and showing you will not be helpful, because I don't know what is it that you are exactly using. Yours and mine can be different, right? We are not on a standard platform. That's why I said you all should explore your own shortcuts, and you should know where to find shortcuts for your own Excel. All right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, good job, Rashi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Stop sharing your screen. Do we have anybody else who's going to share with me what they have done? Shivali, Sakshi, Anushka, Atulya, whoever. See, once you showcase to me, I also know that you're confident enough of finding things yourself now. So the objective of this training is not learning the 5 or 10 formulas or functions that I tell you, but you should be on your own in Excel now. That's the objective. Whatever complex function or formula we use. Right? Yeah, who's going next? Sakshi? Sakshi, you're sharing or no?
Somebody else can do it. I'll just take a minute.
Okay. Anushka?
Ma'am, I'm not logging with the laptop. I'm logging with my phone.
All right.
Because there is a network issue, that's why.
Okay, no problem. Shivali? Shivali, you're there? Atulya, you have any functions to show? No. Okay. Atulya says no. Shivali says her laptop audio is not working. Okay. Okay. So let me take you to, let's come here. All right. The reason I'm asking all of you is I want all of you to try it, because if you don't try it, you will not learn. And that is very, very important. Now that you have invested time, especially, and of course your money in doing this course, you should get very, very comfortable with Excel. That's the objective, right? Okay, so we'll start with some basic functions now and then move on to complex functions for today. We'll most probably cover arithmetic and string functions. If you have a doubt, do stop me. Okay. Now, assuming all of you, and yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am, what functions?
We will be doing arithmetic and text functions today.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you please tell me what is subtotal is used for what purpose?
Yes, we will. We will go there. So in what Rashi had shown, if you remember, she was picking up some boys and girls' names, right? She was doing a filter.
That was filter. Subtotal, I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm explaining to you. So when you put a sum, it only does a sum of whatever you have selected. But the way actually she had used it, what not the right one to depict subtotal. Wait, let me give you another example. Or let me do this. I'll go in the flow and we'll come to subtotal also today.
Okay,
All
no
right?
problem. Yeah, no problem.
Just give me a minute. In fact, we can do it here only, I think. Just give me 1 minute, huh? I'll put out that example for you parallelly.
Ma'am, you want me to show again?
No. 1 minute. I'm just putting up some numbers. And actually, Rashi should be explaining to us. She has learned that function. Just joking. Yeah, Rashi, any other input you have of what is the difference between sub and subtotal?
मैम सम टोटल इज अगर हमारे पास 5 नाम है, हमने उसके पूरे टोटल कर लिया, दैट इज सम टोटल.
हाँ.
अगर जैसे 3 बच्चे हैं, तीनों को 50-50-50 मिला, तो वो हो गया हमारा सम टोटल. 150 टोटल हो गया हमारा.
राइट.
अगर हम सब टोटल लगाते हैं और हमें फिल्टर यूज करना है कि एक बच्चे को या 2 बच्चे को कितना मिला है, तो वो सब टोटल उसमें वो कैलकुलेट कर लेगा कि उन 2 बच्चों का सम टोटल कितना है.
और सम वाला नहीं करेगा?
नहीं, सम वाला नहीं करेगा मैम.
Okay, let me just put this example out so that it's clearer.
इसलिए मैम जब कोई भी अगर सैलरी शीट्स वगैरह कोई बनाता है, तो उसमें जब टोटल में ना नीचे सब टोटल का फॉर्मूला यूज होता है.
Yes. So let's come here. Let me put it on this sheet for you. Yeah. So let's do this. I have just put down some numbers. Okay. You all can see the sheet? Everybody can see my sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I've put down the same numbers in this column and here also. Okay. Now what I've done is I've put a sum function here. Sum, everybody understands? Sum function is simple. You just put sum and select all the numbers. It will do the addition of all. In the second column, I have put subtotal. So this is subtotal. And in subtotal, I'm doing a sum subtotal. And I'm giving it a range of numbers. All right. One second. Why did it say circular reference? 1 second. Is my sheet visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I've taken the same numbers in both the columns. In the first column, I've done a sum. In the second column, I've done a subtotal of sum. Okay. Now, what does subtotal means is whatever rows are visible or are in filter, only those rows sum is what it will do. And this is for you to understand what is the difference. So currently, if you see, this is where I have put the total. Okay. And the first column, I'm using the function sum. In the second column, I'm using the function subtotal. Now, if I do a filter and remove some values, what do you think will happen in the first column? So can you see what has happened? What happened when we did the filter?
It shows the sum of the total instead of the 3-1.
Right. So when I use sum function, it is still showing me all values function sum, irrespective of what I have filtered. Okay. But in case of subtotal, it will show me only the sum of those values which are filtered. Is this clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why Rashi was saying when you do employee salary and all, and if you have to filter, you use subtotal. You don't use sum, because sum will never change only. Right? Sum will always be the same value. Is this clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's move to, which means sum function is clear to everybody, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so a sum is as simple as this, and all of you understand, I'm assuming. Okay. Now there is also a function called SUMIF. What is SUMIF? So a SUMIF function, yeah.
Ma'am, it will be same as sum, yeah, with a particular condition there will be.
Right. So SUMIF basically, if you can see the screen, it allows you to do a sum and you can give a criteria. Okay. So here I can try using it maybe here. So I can say SUMIF and tell it to take a sum of all these if they are greater than 50. Have you all seen how I've used SUMIF function? So sum and SUMIF clear to everybody, subtotal, 3 we did. Clear? Can I move forward?
Ma'am, what will happen if you'll write instead of 50, 100?
Let's write and see. It will change the condition, right? And if it doesn't find value greater than 100, it will put a 0. In these values, there is no value which is greater than 100, right? So it says the sum of values greater than 100 is 0.
Okay.
And these are things which you will have to explore yourself, because how much ever I tell you, I can assure you, you will not be able to do it unless you practice on your own.
Where can we use this SUMIF formula?
Sometimes if you have a lot of, in salary only you can use it actually. If you want to do a salary of only, say, senior management, you decide you want a sum of all the salaries greater than 50,000. That's where you can use it. You can use it in any kind of sum, no? Wherever the condition is, I want sum of only values greater than X. For example, here you want to see fruits which are costing you more than 50 rupees a kg. Right?
Okay, so they will show only the result of
Greater than
50.
Yeah.
Okay, that is why here the answer was 100.
Yeah, because the regular answer is the sum of these values is more, no? If I don't give it a condition, all the fruits are costing me 170. But if I say fruits which are costing me more than 50 rupees, I can do a sum, then it will show me only bananas 60 rupees. I can do the reverse also. I can say, show me everything which is less than 100. All right? Okay. So that's sum if, auto sum, all of you understand? Under formulas you have
Ma'am, in this condition, the sum if condition, it does not consider, for example, you write it down in the formula sum if in the item in the bread section the value is yes. It does not consider as a less than 100. It did not consider 100 as the value.
You can put it as equal to, no?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? You can say less than equal to?
Yeah. Then it will consider 100 to. Yes. That's what I mean. So it excludes 100 when you use it less than 100.
So it's taking only one condition, you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's only takes the value which are less than 100, not on the boundary line of 100.
Because that will give you only very few values, no? Always. But what will be that kind of case, Atulya?
For example, if we just in the formula, if we want to take the less than equal to 100 or greater than equal to a particular value, so we take the boundary line as 100, not as the boundary line. For example, you take this as less than value, less value than 100. Then the boundary line here is 99, not 100. And
so
when
you can
we
take 101 then.
So the boundary line
you
is
will
defined
be able
as
to you will be able to, but take where's this gone here, no? Yeah, we will be able to take equal to. So if you want all the values which are at 100, this is what you can do. If you want to take less than or equal to 100, then you will have to put a value of 101 and use less than.
Ma'am, what are the mandatory things we have to put in this formula? And how does 260? Yeah.
In sum if, you need to put the range and the criteria. This is your criteria.
Criteria is?
Which is this second part here. 1 second. Here. This can be greater than, equal to, or less than. Double quotes mein you will put the criteria.
Ma'am,
greater than.
For example, HR, if I have to take, then how is sum if used in payroll or anything in HR? Because how do we use this formula there in our work?
No, sorry, I didn't get your question.
I'm asking this formula sum if, where do we use it in our Excel when we are doing it in our using for salary or anything? How do we use this?
That's what I said, right? See, the usage of these things is going to be very wide. It's not that you were going to use it here and so you should know it. There are times when you will have to find out all salaries which are greater than, say, 1 lakh.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You want to find out what is your salary budget, total salary budget for all salaries greater than 1 lakh or maybe less than 50,000. or how many people are exactly at 1 lakh, right? Those are all cases where
you use a comparison.
Use wherever you want to use a criteria for doing a sum.
Okay, all right, okay.
Where you have a condition to do the sum.
All right, okay.
All right?
Sure.
I wanted to take you all to operators first. 1 minute.
Ma'am, how did that 260 came? I wanted to ask that.
How did 260 come?
That previous sheet. You did 101.
This one, right? Yeah. I said everything less than 101. So it included 100 also. So it's a simple sum then, no? Of all these numbers.
Okay. It took, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Any more doubt on this? I wanted to show you all the... Okay, the next here is fill, but fill we discussed last time. Fill, all of you know, right? You can just use this cross at the end of your stuff and drag it. It keeps increasing values. Does everybody know this?
Yes, ma'am.
So this I'm not getting in. There are some which I'll move faster because I think you know it. Another important one which we should do is transpose. So sometimes you will have a situation where you have your data points like this. Okay. And you want to bring these rows into columns. Are you with me? In that case, what you will be doing is copy this. You'll have to paste it and do a control option V, which is nothing but paste special in your case, and do a transpose. It's a copy, then you go to a paste special basically. The other way to do it is also you can copy, paste special, and you will have a transpose here.
Okay.
Okay. 2 ways to do it. Okay. Sort and filter we discussed last time, so I'm not doing that again. Rest here we're going to do later. Okay. Let me move to the next thing now. We should do logical functions. So that I wanted to show you all operators. Okay, let me just put it on a sheet and show you what I wanted to discuss. I don't have it here. Yeah. So from an operator perspective, less than you'll understand, greater than you understand, equal to you understand. What is this used for? Anybody knows this? First one is less than, right? This is greater than.
Yes, ma'am.
This is equal to. What is this one?
Greater than, less than?
No.
Greater than equal to and less than equal to?
No.
No. Equal to. Less than
This
and
means,
greater than?
this means not equal to. So this is the reverse of this. So if we go to, for example, sum, here I had put, if I put this not equal to 100, this will take all values other than 100. I can use it as a criteria here. Or if I want to say not equal to 50, I can put this. Okay. Okay. With that, let's move to the next. Let's do the maths formulas first. Yes, so integer, everybody knows. What is an integer?
Yes, ma'am.
So an integer function is basically is equal to int. Okay. And if I say integer, for example, here 12.2, what will it give me? Let's just put it here. It'll give me the integer part of this. The integer part is only 12 without decimal. Right? If I do integer for 12.9, it will again give me 12. If I have a value of, for example, 12.196, integer will still give me 12. Right? If my value is 12.96, what will it give me? Still 12 because I'm not rounding. If I was rounding, round would give me, what will round give me?
13.
30. Absolutely. Okay. Integer of minus 12.2 will give me what?
Minus 12.
This will give you minus 13.
Ma'am, why minus 13?
Yeah, if it is negative, then the integer part, it gives you by rounding away from 0. So from 0, whatever is nearer, 13 becomes nearer, minus 13, right? Not minus 12.
Okay.
See, in positive values, 12 comes first and then 12.2, right? In negative value, minus 13 becomes a smaller value. That's why it gives you that. Okay? Okay, then, so I'll go a little faster now. If you have a doubt, let me know. Okay.
And what is the difference between integer and round? Because in the last sheet, it was written that it rounds off the number nearest.
No, integer doesn't do rounding. Here, if you saw, that's why I showed this function. When you use integer, it will give you only the integer part. When you use round, it will actually do rounding. Integer doesn't do rounding. Only in case of negative values, it does it.
Okay.
Not in positive values, okay? The next function is mod. Mod is basically like doing a division. Okay. So here, like I've mentioned, yeah. So this is how you use. So mod, and you give what you want to divide by what. All right. So 10 divided by 3. Actually not, whatever is remaining after the division is what will come here. So division you all understand, right? 10 divided by 3. That will be 3 point something, right? But when you do a 10 divided by 3, whatever is remaining will be 1. Don't focus on it too much, not a very important function. Let's move on. I think I don't want to confuse you. This is an important function because we use it a lot of times. When you don't know what values to place, you randomly want to pick up numbers. Okay. For example, I say rand, and I want the computer to just put some number. That's where I use it. Okay. And every time so for some activity, I want some random numbers to be picked up.
Okay.
So I just use this function. It just randomly picks up anything from 0 to 1. And if I write the function second time, every time it calculates the sheet, it will keep changing all the numbers.
What is the use of this one? Like, I mean,
use of this rand between is a more useful function for you.
Okay. What do we just randomly just numbers if we just want?
Yeah, if you randomly just want some numbers.
Okay.
For example, sometimes you are trying to do a projection of what will the salaries be.
Okay.
Okay. But here you don't know what values you should take, but you know the starting and end values. So you say rand between, randomly pick up numbers between. And for example, you say between 10,000 to 50,000. Okay, you give it what is the lowest value it should take and the highest value it should take, and between that it will give you random numbers. All right. For example, you want to do a projection of scores of some psychometric test. You think that everybody's score will be between 80 to 100. All right. Or for example, you're looking at maybe you're defining a activity for your employees in the office, and you're doing an analysis to understand, or you want to understand basically how many people will be in which group. You randomly pick up numbers. It's more for doing some kind of projection or something. All right.
Okay.
Okay, then you have round, and round Rashi just showed us, right? But here what I have is a little more. So you can do round with, round will basically round the number to a specified number of digits. Okay. Now, if your number is, for example, 500.51, and we do a rounding up to 1, it will give you rounding up to 1. You can see here, right? It made it 505.5. right? But if, or let me first put it and then show you, that will be better. So we can do round this number, comma 1. This is fine, right? Now, if I do a rounding of 5, 5, what will it do? You make it 6, right? 5, 5 becomes 6. Now, if I make it 0, which means I remove decimals, how much will this become?
500.
501. Something happening in my Zoom today. Just give me a minute. I'll just start my Excel. Okay, let me just open another Excel sheet. That's better, I think. Can you all see my sheet? Can you see an Excel sheet?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Says now. Yes, ma'am.
Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So round 1 will make it 500.6. But if I do a round 0, this will become 501.
I will take round 1 and 0.
Sorry?
Why we will take round 1 and 0?
It depends, no, how many values you need. If you need 1 value after decimal or 0 values after decimal.
Okay.
Depending on that is why which one you'll take.
Okay, okay.
Is this round more frequently used, this function?
Yes, round is very frequently used, especially in salaries, or because you have these decimal values coming out of calculations, no?
Okay, okay.
It is mostly used for ESIC if you're calculating ESIC.
ESIC, revenue numbers in sales, if you have. Anywhere where you have a lot of number calculations, but you really don't want to get into decimals, you round your numbers.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Then sum we discussed. Sum everybody's understood, right? Sum if we discussed. Sum if you all understand now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now something more interesting is here, okay? See, if you have, if this is the data, can you see here? Jane, Arjun, Tom, right?
Ma'am, your voice
and
is
I have values against each. If this is the data that I have for 4 people, Tom 100, Jane 200, Arjun 400, Tom 700, okay? Now, if I want to add all the values where there is an alphabet A in their names, okay? I can do that using SUMIF. So the function then will be SUMIF, and I'll tell it to use all these names. For some reason, my Excel is not working very well with that I had written formulas. Yeah, so we'll do SUMIF, pick up all these names, give it a criteria that there should be A. So how will you give that criteria? A can be anywhere in the name, I'm saying. So I'll put star A star, okay? And then I'll tell it to do a sum of all these values. This worksheet has got some issue. Let me just show it to you on another one. Yes, so the formula will be SUMIF, and I'm telling it this, and my criteria is that it should have a letter A in the name, okay, and then it should sum this. What did it do?
Okay,
did you all understand?
Yes, the names that have A's, only those sums it has totaled up.
Right. Now I can also do names which are starting with T, for example.
Okay.
In that case, I'll say T star, because before T there is nothing, right? First letter should be T. What will the answer that will give me?
800.
Give me 800. Got it?
It's not mandate to have a star before the letter because there's no star.
No, because I'm saying anything starting with T.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The other one I used was any name which has A in between.
So it's in between is star, the letter, and then
star.
closing with star. Okay.
Right? If it is starting, then I'll remove this star. If I want ending with, say, if I want a name ending with M, this is what I'll do. So here there are two names ending with M. I can do name ending with N. Arjun only. Okay? Clear?
So how we place the star is what matters, right, ma'am? Here,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
The ending.
So, for example, if you want all the people in your companies whose alphabetically, if you're doing something and you want the sum of all the names starting with, say, A, you can use it.
Okay.
Okay? If you want for a particular name, that also you can do. That you understand, right? Here, if for example, I want all the people whose names are Tom. Okay?
Yes,
If in your organization there are 2 or 3 or 5 Toms, you can just do this. And this can then be used for various things, not just salary. You can use it for anything, any kind of numbers. Okay, let me show you everything here only while I'll go there to see what is next. Okay, then there is also some ifs. Some ifs means you can have 2 criteria also. So that what we will do is, will it work here? So we can have another function, SUMIFS. Okay, and in SUMIFS I can put can you see what's written there? Some range. All right. So I will put this. Now I'm saying wherever it is greater than 100. Okay. Then I can put another criteria. So the next criteria I can put is less than 500. So here in SUMIFS, because I'm giving multiple criteria, I'll have to first say the sum of what I want, then on the criteria which range I want, and what is the criteria. Okay? So first I said I want the sum of all these values from C4 to C7. And I'm saying I want only values from C4 to C7 which are greater than 100. And the next I'm saying I want values of C4 and C7 which are less than 500. So which is the values which it will do? It will basically use this value will fall in my criteria. First value will fall yes. This will also fall, right?
Hmm.
This will not fall and this will not fall. So the answer will be 600. That's how you can use multiple. Okay. Similarly, we can also make it a mix. A mix as in I can say that here, let me do the next one. I can say sum ifs. I want some of this, right? My first criteria is wherever this is not equal to Tom, all right, and I'm giving it another criteria saying wherever this is greater than 100. All right.
400, 600.
So what has it done? First, it has gone and checked wherever there is no Tom, which means it is only going to consider these two values. Okay, if I pick it greater than 200, what will the answer be?
Arjun.
600.
Only 400.
Only 400, because it will take only Arjun's value.
Why will not Jen?
Because it's greater than 200.
You should tell me.
It's greater than 200.
Oh, 200 greater than. Okay, I thought 100 it is.
So it will work on both the conditions. Okay. So is this clear, sum ifs? And we'll move to sum product. Get the data for that. Do this. Let me just see if I copy paste it here. Does it work? One minute. Huh? Though sum product is more used in finance as a function. I mean, it's more used there. But I think Atulya is from finance, no? Yeah, so what is the function I should use? How should I get my cells in place? Any one of you can tell me? We discussed this in the first session. You can't read the text, right? What should I do? Yes. This text we are not able to read. So what should I do? Anybody remembers? We discussed in formatting cells last class.
Ma'am, it gives the sum of the total products, means 5 into 10, 50, plus 6 into 11, 66, plus 11 into 12 into 7, I think 84, and plus 13 into 8, whatever it gives the sum of the all.
That is sum product function you're saying.
Sum product means it will give the sum of the total function by doing the product of all the numerical values.
No, I was asking you what should I do for this cell? I'm not able to see values, right? What formatting change should I make? We discussed last time formatting change, right?
Oh, formatting change. I'm actually not getting your point, what you are asking actually.
Can you see where is my cursor right now? Is it visible to you? Can you see the cell in yellow?
No, ma'am.
You can see a yellow color cell or no?
Yes, ma'am. No, it is visible.
Yeah. So some text is not readable.
Yes, ma'am.
What change should I make? I'm asking you.
Okay, by double clicking on the
wrap text, just use it once.
Double clicking on the column.
Yeah, so one is I can do double clicking, absolutely. That also works as wrap text. But the other one, the right one would be go to format cells and do a wrap text. Not happening still. But you all remember wrap text or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I forgot.
What you should also do is select all the cells and do wrap text. But wrap text will not make the width of your columns exactly the same as the text you need. So what should I do then? Atulya, any idea?
Pardon, please.
There is also shrink to fit which you should be using. Okay. So in your format cells, you have wrap text, shrink to fit so that your text fits there. Okay, the function we're going to discuss here is sum product. How does sum product work? So when you do a sum product, it basically multiplies each of these values and then does a sum. Like here, so a sum product will do 1 multiplied by 5, 6 multiplied by 2, then 3 multiplied by 7, 4 multiplied by 8, and add it all. All right. Can you here see here 1 multiplied by 5, 2 multiplied by 6, 3 multiplied by 7, and 4 multiplied by 8. All right. So you multiply each of these values.
And I think somebody's kept the mute on, not me, or you. There's a lot of disturbance in the background.
Can all of you unmute, please? And now get into mute completely. Yes. And only when you speak, you unmute, otherwise let it be on mute, all right? So that it doesn't disturb everybody. Okay, so sum product basically will multiply each of these values. So when we say sum product, here, when you say sum product of first range versus second range, it will multiply each value and then add it up. This is used more in finance, not so much from an HR perspective. Okay. Okay. I think it's more there. Now let's come to the logical functions. Yes, so anybody has used AND function before? An AND function basically checks criteria of two different values. And if both are true, it says true. Okay. So if you see here, AND of true, true, because both these values are true, the result will always be true. All right. If one of the values is false, it becomes false. So here I have done AND of true and false. So what will it be? It will be false because one value is false. Now here again, I can give it two different criteria. For example, I can say AND 3 is greater than 1, 3 equal to 3. Are both these true, these conditions? They are true. So here it will give me, because 3 is greater than 1 is true and 3 is equal to 3 is true. Right? If I have two texts to compare, then again, it will be considered as true only. So if it's written and double quotes true and again double quotes true, it will be true. Any positive number is considered as true by AND function and 0 is considered as false. So if you write AND 3, 2, it becomes true because both these numbers are true. But if there is any 0, it becomes false. Right? It is basically a logical function where you have two different values, which could be criteria also, like here. This we will be using when we use the if function quite a lot. So when I explain if, I'll explain to you how to do nesting with AND. Okay. Okay, the next function we are going to do is OR. Now OR is like anywhere where if you have a true value, it becomes true. So OR, if you have a true and false, it will become true because one of the values is true logically. All right. Here, if you see OR between these two values, which are true and false, again is true. Only when both the values are false is it going to be false. Here, if OR is 3 is greater than 1 and 3 is less than 3, one of the condition is true. The second one is actually false. But because one is true, it will become true. Okay. If we do a OR between true and false, one is true, so it will become true. OR between two positive values will be true. If there is 1, 0, then if both the zeros are there, then it will become false. All right. Let's move to NOT. These are all logical functions which we will be using in more complex functions in the next session. Okay. NOT is basically to give you the reverse. If you say not true, it becomes false. Not of a condition where I'm saying A2 is greater than 10, which means 20 here, for example here, not of 20 is greater than 10. 20 is greater than 10 is true actually, and a not of that will be the reverse. So it will become false. Similarly, not of becomes false, and a not of 0, 0 actually stands for false. So in binary, your 0 stands for false and 1 stands for true. Okay. So not of 0 will become true. Fair? Okay. The next we're going to talk about is, yeah.
What is the use of this function in Excel?
That's what I'm saying. These we will be using when we use complex functions of if, VLOOKUP and all that. So these are some basic functions you should know so that then that time when we do the complex ones, it becomes easier. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So these are some of the basic logics that you should be knowing because these will be used extensively in other functions.
Okay, okay.
Like when you do a if statement, an if condition, and if you all have used it, you could use an and, where you could say these two criteria are matching, then I will want this value for if, else I'll want a different value. So we'll come to that. For now, just understand these and keep it with you. Okay. True is very simple. It doesn't take any arguments. So let me just skip it. And false also doesn't take any arguments. If error, I'll not do today, I'll do in the next class. Okay, then there is a function called is, and you have is blank. So what is blank does is, if you write is blank and you give it this, because it is a blank, it will say it is true. It basically checks if the value is a blank or not. So is blank for a blank will give you true. Is error will actually check if there is an error. Now this is also extensively used when you do advanced Excel, and if you have formulas and all, you need to sometimes find out if there is an error or not in your sheet. It's very difficult to visually check because there are a lot of numbers. That's when you use is error. So your is error cells will become true. Okay. Is NA is for if there is any value found of is NA. Now when does this error come? Anybody knows? If I do 1 divide by 0, can you see what is the error?
Like the wrong formula also it comes.
Yeah, so sometimes the wrong formula gives you this stuff. And then you have to check in your sheet. If you want to find out if the value is a number or not, you use is number. Then you can use is odd. Is odd and the value will give you true or false. If I do is odd for, instead of A6, if I do it for A5, what will happen? You give me a, is 2 odd number or even?
Even number.
Even number. So is odd will give me a false.
False.
Because it is an even number, right? Atulya must be thinking, what are we learning today?
It's the same thing, your man. I mean, I'm thinking what we are.
So a lot of you must be thinking, but you need these basics to move to next level. Okay.
So ma'am, is this more used in payroll as well? This and or
yeah, it will be. See, you can't say that these functions are used here or not because it will depend on how you use them.
Okay. But
you can use an
analytics
AND function, but from an advanced Excel perspective, they are all used.
Okay, all right.
And you need to know these basics. What we'll be doing is at the end, we will be doing a project sort of a thing where I'll ask you to create a complete dashboard. That's when you will have to use a lot of these. Okay. So it's important you know them. And that's why I've not picked up all, because there are some 400 functions. We can't do all. But most of the key ones we'll cover. Okay. Then there is even, is text. These are simple ones. All right. Now let me move to some key string functions or text functions.
Ma'am, you will be sharing this file with us?
Yeah, I'll be sharing that file with you.
Okay.
And most of these functions, actually, if you see, they are quite self-explanatory. You just need to practice a little. That's all. 1 second. Yes. Are you able to see the text functions now?
Yes, ma'am.
So the first function we are doing here is left. Now this, for example, you could need it when you have, the full names written and you want only the first name, or you want to concatenate first and second name. That kind of stuff is where you use these text functions more. Okay. So the first one I'm doing here is left. Now in left, if I say I've used this text here, you're able to see my screen? I hope it's visible. If it's not, please let me know. If I want to cut the first 2 characters from the left, I say left, hello, and 2. Can you see here? What it will give me is HE. Okay. Instead of writing the text there, I can also tell it to go to that cell. So this is just that. All right. If the number of characters are not specified, then it gives you the first letter of the text that is written there.
Ma'am,
yeah.
Ma'am, not understood.
Sorry?
Not understood.
Which one?
This, the whole thing. Hello.
1 second. Let me do this. Let's, instead of hello, put Rashi here. And then see things. Maybe you'll understand better. Okay.
Okay.
Now here, if I put the text hello and I say 2, from the left side, it will pick up the first 2 characters, HE. Okay.
Okay. Left, hello, 2 is first 2 characters you'll pick.
Yes.
So it will be RA.
So yeah, in your case, it will be RA. So if I say left and I tell it this, pick up the this cell and pick up the first 2 characters, it will say RA.
Okay.
If I don't give it the second part of the function, which is I don't give it the number of characters, which you can see here, then it picks up only the first.
First character.
Is here. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if I tell it to pick up 8, and suppose Rashi has only 5, then it will pick up whatever full text is there. Because I am asking it for more characters, but it hasn't got.
Okay.
Okay. If I give it a 0, obviously it will give me a blank. Okay. Minus here gives you an error of hash value. Right?
Okay.
Now, like left, you also have right.
And same process will continue.
Same process will continue. So here also we can write Rashi if we like it. But here it will pick from the right side. And if I don't give it anything, it will pick up. This is the same thing, but from the right. That's all. Okay. And if I give it 8 values and it has got only 5, then it will give me the complete.
Whole value. Completely.
Yeah. Now I can also do mid. For example, sometimes you want to find out how many people have their middle name as say Prashad. That's when you will use something like this. Okay. Sorry. This is mid. So in the function mid, you basically give it the text, start number, from which character you want to start and how many characters. So here, let me put Rashi, what's your surname?
Tapadia, Taparia.
Okay, so if we put Rashi Tapadia, what's happened? Let's see. So the first one I'm doing is writing hello and saying pick from first character, which means pick from H and pick 2 characters. So it's going to give me HE. All right. Now the second one I'm saying is mid of this from 7th character. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7th means T. From T onwards, pick 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So give me TAPAR. Okay? Understood the basic concept, right?
Okay.
So you give the starting number and you give number of characters you want. So what should I give it if I want only IA? And I want one of you to tell me this. So I'm using this text. I want only IA. What should I give it?
Ten and 2.
Let's see. 10 and 2. AR.
AR.
10 and 0. I mean, 10, 0.
RI. 12 and 2, right?
12 and 2.
12. Okay.
It counts the blank also as a character space.
Oh, okay. That is why.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Got it, right? Okay, this is another important function, and let me do it here only. Okay, if we want to see how many characters are there in this text, I'll say alien and
12.
Huh?
It is 11 letters, and why we are writing 12? We will count I also.
It's not 11, no? Yeah.
In the space as well between your first name and the
Let's
last
see.
name.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is Rashi.
5? Yeah,
And
6 is the space.
Yeah, then
counting
7,
the space
8,
also, right,
9,
ma'am?
10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, it will.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the same thing. You can also put 1, 2, 3 here. It works for that also. So if you put LEN 1, 2, 3, it'll count 1, 2, 3, 3. All right.
LEN.
LEN will give you the length.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, when you say lower, it will change everything to lower character, lower case. So if you want to make this capital hello into small, and where will you use this? I don't know if you all have used mail merge and all. Have you all ever used? Or if you want to send some text messages and you want to give a file.
I have done mail merge, but I never knew this thing.
Okay. So you can change the case of your text that you write. For example, if you're concatenating just messages you have to send to all employees.
Okay.
Right? And if you have all the names in capital, but you want to change it to lowercase, this is what you'll use. So lower hello will simply make it lowercase. But here, if you put numbers and special characters, it does not impact. If you have a text like this where something is uppercase, something is lower, and if you apply lower to it, it will change everything uniformly. So sometimes you take these inputs from employees, right? And somebody writes some capital, somebody writes something, some other letter as capital. You can use this to bring it to same stuff. Okay. Like lower, you also have upper. Upper will make it capital in case you want to. So sometimes the readability of some data is very bad because you have like somebody who's written Rashi like this, right? You either want it in uppercase or lower. So you decide you want it in uppercase. Then you say upper and you select this text. It will become all uppercase. All right. Again, uppercase is not impacted by.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh,
now, what should you do if you want first letter only uppercase? Yeah, you had a question.
Yes, ma'am. So I just want to know, like when I have done a mail merge, and if I had a word that I wanted to change, I would just do find and replace and do it. So, I mean,
no, find and replace you would do for one by one, right?
Yes, next, yes. So
yes, I am talking about a case where you have 1,000 employees records.
Okay.
You're picking up their names from a particular file and using it in mail merge.
Okay, so like in one go, it eases the.
Yes, in one go. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what should I do if I want Rashi's name R capital only? complex problem, no? That's when I'll use proper. What it does is it capitalizes the first character of every word. Can you see it's properly changed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But there's a disadvantage here. It actually capitalizes anything if it is after a special character. So if you see here, it's awesome. After the apostrophe, it will put a capital on its own. That's a little bit of a problem. But if I say proper hello, it will make the first character H capital, which is good, right? For names and surnames, it's a good thing to be used. Okay, the next we're going to do is find.
Name together. Like I want only the first name to be in capital and the second name to be in capital. The first letter. R capital and P capital. So we have to write the full name.
Tell me, what should we do? Good question.
We should write the full name.
No, it will not do, no? Let's try here. That's what you wanted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's simple, right?
I have to write the full name.
Yeah, just write the full name. And it does the work.
Okay.
Got it? That's exactly what you were asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next function is find. So see, some of these functions you will be extensively using depending on what you do and how much you remember also. Like one of you said you have used mail merge, but you never used lower, upper or proper. A lot of people don't know proper also. So there's a lot to explore here. If you're keen on finding something, you can actually find it in Excel. Okay. Find will basically give you the position of that particular character which you're looking, or the text string. So find finds a specific text string in another text string, and it returns the starting position. For example, I'm writing here, find E in this. So E is at the first position the first time, right? So it will give me 1. Okay. But find is also case sensitive. If I say here find small e, it'll give me a different location. This time it'll give me 4. Got it? This is the same in case I don't have. So in the first one, I didn't ask it to start from the beginning because by default it takes as 1. But ideally find has a third part of the formula, which is start number. So find the text, within which text, and what is the starting point. Okay. We can also give find small e and then tell it to find from this. We did this. Okay. Now this is about if I want to find E in between this, I can also write it like this in different cells. That's okay. That's not so important. Now this is an interesting one. This is if you want to find the second occurrence of the same thing. So I'm saying find capital E in the text excellent Excel, but start with the second character. So the second time it finds Excel. So that's why it will give me the answer as 11. If you see here, this Excel E is at the 11th position, this one. Okay. Okay, the next you have is replace. Replace, a lot of you must have used, I think. Have you all used replace? Let me put Rashi everywhere. Okay, so replace will basically find out whatever you need and then replace it with what you say. So the way it operates is, for example, I'm saying replace in this text. So this is the old text. I'll give it the start number. So start number is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will start replacing from E. And I'll tell it how many characters it should replace and with what. Okay. So here if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, F is what it will replace with what? Star. Four characters it has replaced if you see. From the 5th position, 4 characters. So A, B, C, D, E is the 5th one. So it started replacing from E, F, G, and H. And what has it replaced it with? Star. Is this clear? Starts from the 5th character, replaces all the 4 characters with whatever text I've given.
Ma'am, can you please explain it again? It was a technical glitch, so.
Okay.
So
what replace function does is it replaces from whatever character you ask it to start for as many characters. Okay. So if you see here, I'm saying replace in this text from 5th character. So 5th character is A, B, C, D, E from E, right? From E, I want to replace 4 characters. So E, F, G, H. These 4 I'm replacing and replacing with what? With asterisks. So what it has done, A, B, C, D, E onwards, it has replaced it with asterisks and then it has put the last characters. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Here I did something else. Now, if you put the start number as negative, it will throw an error. And if you put number of characters at negative, so if you see this function, let me put it here again. If I say replace, and I give it, for example, this text, and if I say -1, start from -1 up to 3 characters, and I say write something, it will throw an error because it's not able to find the -1 location because it's an incorrect value, right? Okay, then you also have substitute. Substitute will actually not do character wise, it will change the whole text, but not so important. Let me not get into the detail for this. Now this ampersand sign, this symbol is used to concatenate. Okay. So here, for example, if I have 3 columns, this is name, this is sales, and this is the month.
right? What I can do is I can say name, which is an A2, ampersand sign will concatenate it. Then I can write the text I want to write, did sales of. Again, use concatenation sign. I will have to convert this 20,000, which is numeric, to text because I'm trying to make a text statement. So I say text. And in that, I can add decimal values. Okay. Then ampersand again to concatenate. And I'll say in and convert this last one also into text. And I'll show you the date function where how we convert it into month. So that's how you can get a statement, complete statement. Can you all see this? Is this bit clear? You want me to repeat? Okay. With that, let's move to date time functions. But this is for all of you. Please try all these functions on your own. Otherwise only I will lose weight running on the treadmill and you all will be sitting and watching. Okay. If your objective is to learn, do it on your own. And here what I will do is, okay, so this date functions, what I want to do is I'll share with you the functions. Yeah. So very extensively used function is today. What does today give? In Excel, today with 2 brackets gives you today's date. And what do you use it a lot of times in HR space? To calculate leave, to calculate age, tenure in company, right? So if you know, for example, I have been with your organization for so many months, you'll do today minus that, right? Okay. So the first one here is, for example, day. So if I have this date, I can do a day and a day will give me the day part of this date, which is 5th. Okay. Now this is again, no, I don't think we need to get into this. Yeah, but you can do a day of today. What will day of today give me? So if I do day of today, what should it give me? Give me today's day, which is 17. I'll have to change the cell, format cell here. This is how it should give me if it is in text format, okay? Then I can also add, subtract days to today's date. If I want like 10 days less, I can do a minus 10. If I want to see what will happen after, what is the date after 15 days? So we'll give you the day, not the date. Okay. Okay, then you have a function R. And these are very simple and basic functions. So what I want you to do is explore R, minute, date is quite simple, yeah. And there are different date formats. So as a homework, you will be exploring all the different date formats, and you'll exploring all the date time functions. Okay. There is also a concept of date value, which is basically Excel converts a date into as a text. So whatever date is there, that is actually stored in Excel as a serial number. So sometimes you see these kind of values. It has converted this day into a serial number which Excel understands. Okay. So if you want to find out what is the date value of say 1st March, you can find the date value. These date values are used for what purpose? If you want to do addition and subtraction of dates, which you will be doing in case you create reports or dashboards and things like that. Okay. Extensively used is today, which I explained to you. It returns today's date. Okay. Then you can do a +2 in it, you can do a -2 in it. You can do a month of this today. You can do a year of this today. So if I want to find out what will be the year 5 years from today, I can do year, give it today's function, and do a +5. That's how it's used. If you're giving somebody targets and you want to say from today 6 months later, I want to see your output. So you'll do month of today plus, and you'll add 6. Okay. Like today, there is a function now, and now will return the time also along with the date. So this, if you see, gives you with the time. Okay. Then you have weekday, which is basically telling you what is the day of the week. So is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 days of the week, right? That's what it will give you. Net work days. Yes, it returns the number of whole working days between any 2 dates. And this excludes your weekends, and you can also exclude holidays if you want to give. So you have start date, end date, and you can exclude holidays. So between 2 dates, if you want to find out how many working days are there, this is what you'll use, net work days. It excludes Saturday, Sunday by default. All right. And if you want to give it more holidays, you can give that also. For example, here I'm saying net work days between these 2 days and remove these holidays also. So it has removed all Saturday, Sundays and holidays. So sometimes for salary calculation, you need, right? What are your working days? That's where it will help you. Is this clear? Are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope everybody is not gone to sleep. Okay, then there is network days international. That's if you want to change your weekends from Saturday, Sunday to something else. Work days. That's it.
Hello.
I think, yeah. I'm saying you also have network days international, where if you don't want Saturday, Sunday, but you want to choose some other things as weekend, you can do that. That's if you do across the country or something. And you also have work days, which basically returns the date before and after a given number of working days. So can you all try all the date time functions on your own now? We have discussed the main ones. And before we proceed any further, okay, yeah. So what we have done today is we finished some basic functions, arithmetic functions, string functions, and date time functions. Any doubt in any of these? You will of course have to explore more on your own. What I'm sharing with you here are some key important functions. What I'll also be uploading is I'll be uploading a sort of a quiz for you all, which will be your homework to add on top of this, which right now is more for the first session. Okay, anybody has any doubt until here?
Ma'am, is there any way to do the relative reference with the different column and different row?
Sorry?
Ma'am, is there any way to do the relative reference without matching the column and row both?
I didn't understand your question, sorry.
Ma'am,
you're saying relative reference with?
डिफरेंट कॉलम एंड डिफरेंट रो में अगर रिलेटिव रेफरेंस को करना चाहे कि कॉलम भी डिफरेंट है एंड रो भी डिफरेंट है, ऐसा कोई सिचुएशन होता है कहीं?
होता है, होगा। एक बार आप जो बोल रहे हो मेरे को एक्सेल में करके बताओगे? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय डिफरेंट रो डिफरेंट कॉलम?
मीन्स कि जैसे रिलेटिव रेफरेंस ये होता है ना कि या तो जैसे जहां जहां मैंने किया है जो मेरे दिमाग में वो सिर्फ इतना है कि या तो कॉलम मैच करता है या रो मैच ही करता है। आपने शायद प्रीवियस क्लास में ये बोला था कि ऐसे एग्जांपल मतलब ऐसा कंडीशन जहां रो भी मैच ना करे कॉलम भी मैच ना करे। मीन्स कि अगर हम लिख रहे हैं सपोज कि H10 एक सेल लिया हमने, उसमें मैंने एक इनपुट दिया 23 एंड फिर मैंने लिया E10 ले लेते हैं, सॉरी D10 मैंने लिया एक, उसमें दिया 12। तो यहाँ एक तो मैच ही कर रहा है ना, एक हो रहा है G23 एंड D मींस रो या कॉलम एक मैच कर।
नहीं एक मिनट फिर से बोलो, H10 में तुमने क्या लिया?
C10 में मैंने 23 लिया है एंड D10 में मैंने 23 हाँ एंड D10 में मैंने लिया है 12। अगर हम सम करते हैं तो ये भी तो एक रिलेटिव रेफरेंस का ही एग्जांपल है।
इसमें रिलेटिव रेफरेंस कहाँ से आया?
ठीक है, तो एक और मतलब कुछ भी एक एक्स्ट्रा वैल्यू ले लेते हैं। अगर C10 में ही अगर हम नीचे जाए C11 की ओर बढ़ते हैं, उसमें कुछ वैल्यू ले लिए 45 एंड नेक्स्ट में फिर D11 में हमने कुछ पुटअप कर दिया, तब तो रिलेटिव रेफरेंस कर सकते हैं ना यहाँ। तो मैम मेरा ये पॉइंट था कि रिलेटिव रेफरेंस जब भी कर रहे हैं वहां पे हमेशा या तो कॉलम एक जगह सेम आ रहा है या रो सेम आ रहा है, अलग अलग हमेशा तो नहीं हो रहा है।
नहीं सॉरी आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड योर क्वेश्चन। कॉलम सेम आ रहा है, रो सेम आ रहा है? नहीं फिर से बोलो।
हम एक्चुअली कैसे समझाएं? बेसिकली कि C10 में जैसे मैंने 23 इनपुट दिया, रिलेटिव रेफरेंस बेसिकली जो मैं समझ पा रही हूँ ये है कि अगर कोई भी सेल फिक्स नहीं कर रहे तो उसके आउटपुट पे कोई भी आंसर में डिफरेंस नहीं आएगा।
डिफरेंस नहीं आएगा?
हाँ डिफरेंस नहीं आएगा अगर सेल फिक्स नहीं कर रहे तो। हाँ तो जैसे आपने लास्ट क्लास में जो होमवर्क किया था बेसिकली आपने किस मोटिव से किया था? आपने कुछ ऐसे ही बोला था ना कि सेल फिक्स मींस कि रो एंड कॉलम डिफरेंट होना चाहिए, आपको वो याद है?
हाँ मैंने बोला था कि एक सिनेरियो ऐसा दो जिसमें रो और कॉलम मेरा डिफरेंट हो।
हाँ तो वो मैं ये समझ में वहां से मेरे को जो मैं बोल रही हूँ ना मुझे वही समझ में आया। मैं उसको कैसे एक्सप्लेन करूँ, मैं कितना कर सकती हूँ? मैम आप एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं प्लीज, शायद क्लियर हो जाए।
एक मिनट रुको, मैं तुमको पहले व्हाट आई वांट टू शो यू गाइस। In fact, let's just रिलेटिव रेफरेंस का अनुष्का तुम होल्ड करो, मैं तुमको नेक्स्ट क्लास में वी विल गो थ्रू वॉक थ्रू वन केस. ओके
और मैं जो बोल रही हूँ वो ये है कि जैसे कहीं ना कहीं तो कॉलम और रो तो इतना एक जगह सेम होगा ही ना रिलेटिव रेफरेंस के केस.
हाँ मोस्ट केसेस में होगा. मतलब अगर तुम कॉलम में ड्रैग कर रहे हो तो होगा और रो में ड्रैग करते हो तो होगा.
लेकिन आपने कहा था ऐसा केस जहाँ पे दोनों सेम ना हो दोनों, लेकिन ऐसा मैक्सिमम कोई भी केस मेरे माइंड में तो नहीं आया.
हाँ तो उसको और सोचो, होगा कि नहीं होगा, पहले वो भी सोचो.
ख्याल से तो नहीं होगा.
ठीक है, लेट्स हैव दैट डिस्कशन नेक्स्ट क्लास में करते हैं. ठीक है,
ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम है. थैंक यू मैम.
problem. Okay, so for today's homework, you all will of course be practicing this date time functions. I want you all to practice more. I will be putting up a sort of a quiz or something you can say where you have to tell me the right answers. I'll upload that by tomorrow, which is what you'll have to complete. Okay? These functions you'll have to practice because now I'll be moving in the next class to complex functions, which will be more like the if we look up those kind of functions. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
तो हमारी complexity next class से बढ़ जाएगी. All right?
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Atulya, any doubt that you have? This must be very easy for you, I think, if you have done Excel. I think you said so.
A little bit, yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Okay. Anybody else, anything that we have to discuss, or can we end the session for today? Okay. Can we end the session for today? Good night, guys.
Good night,
Please
ma'am.
practice. Don't
Good night,
forget
ma'am.
practicing. Yeah. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.